Oh gosh, the mouse
Hey everybody.
didn't work. Hi, Kathy.
This is Kathy. My name is Molly. Together we're Linen and Scraps. This is a channel about cross stitching and a little bit of other crafts and stuff.
Yeah, just fun.
Just a lot of fun and all. And I want to welcome y'all back.
Yep, absolutely. We're a little bit brighter.
I'm so
today.
excited.
We were going to come in like this.
No, Kathy wanted to come in with a black screen. Those of you who have watched us before, first, thank you very much for hanging in with us. And you know that we've been struggling with lighting and camera focus and all that kind of stuff. Well, I've done some, soul searching and some learning and tried to improve things. And two things. First, clean your lens.
Yeah.
So if you're blurry, you might want to clean your lens. And second, I have a phone that is a Samsung Ultra S21. It's about a year-old model, but at the time I bought it a year ago, it was the best camera on the market.
Yeah.
Why haven't I been using this phone?
I don't know.
I've been using a webcam, which is older than dirt. Probably 5 years old or something. Anyway, so please.
It filmed like it was in dirt.
It did. It did. I'm going to kill that woman. Okay, so I had a story to tell, and we're going to get to cross stitching. So just if you really want to just see cross stitching, just kind of fast forward a little bit. But 100 years ago, my son's he's 38. When I was pregnant, I went and had my hair dyed. Now, those of you who are hairdressers out there might tell people, don't get your hair dyed when you're pregnant because your hormones could mess up the color. Well, I left the hairdresser and I was in tears because my hair was green.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a funky shade of brownish green. And I was like, oh my God, I can't go back to work. I can't do anything. What am I going to do with this? I was so sad. And I get home and my husband says, well, how'd you like your haircut? And I said, my hair's green. He goes, your hair's not green. Your hair's not green. My hair's green. So my little son comes in there. He was little at the time. No, he wasn't. I was pregnant. He wasn't born. So anyway, I'm like, oh my God, my hair's green. So I asked another friend, how's my hair? Your hair looks good, Molly. It looks good. No, it looks good. My sister-in-law comes over. Molly, why's your hair green? First thing she said when she walks in the house. I love my sister-in-law.
I gotta tell you, I've never heard of that.
I love my sister-in-law. So for all of y'all who told me my hair was green, and by that I mean that our photos were blurry and the lighting was horrible.
We get it.
We got it. We got it. We got it. Thank y'all so much for your comments. We did have a couple of you concerned that we were sick. And while we are sick, we aren't physically not sick. But anyway, so hopefully this is better. The color is still kind of flat and a little bit pink looking to me, Kathy.
Yeah,
but
it's still a little washed out,
but
it's so bright here in El Paso.
And the color of the walls and the houses and everything are a clay pink.
The white, yeah.
And I think that's part of our, and of course I got a lot of white in the room and all.
Yeah.
So anyway, but please bear with us and don't tell me my hair's green. We got it. We got it. But thank y'all so much for all your sweet comments and for those of y'all who did have the patience to
watch
make it through, But,
we didn't want to delete the video because there's still.
I wanted to delete it. I was so ashamed.
We did want to delete it, but
I wanted to delete it.
Was some good elements on it and some historical information that
historically we don't know how to run a camera.
But yeah, we get it. We know. And I think Molly worked on it and got her lens the way it wants to be, or we ended up using the phone. So hopefully that. And
why I didn't want to use the phone is just because the screen's littler.
It is little.
And before the way I had a
where we had the lap.
Who cares? Who cares about that story? Okay, let's get to cross stitching, Kathy. I'm hoping y'all like this better. Please tell us if. Look, I'm gonna scooch over a little bit. Hey, Kathy, how you doing?
Good.
Good. Okay.
My knee is good.
Oh, her knee is good. That's a good thing.
6 weeks.
For those of you who are new, Kathy had her knee replaced. She didn't just have knee surgery; she had her knee replaced 6 weeks ago.
Molly, I put the commode away. The commode is gone.
So under hashtag. Take the commode.
Take the commode.
It's a different story. You'll have to go back about 2 videos and watch it. We're not revisiting that.
No. Yeah. That's
kind of thing.
That's history.
That's part of the history. Thank God it's behind us. Oh my God.
All is good.
All is good.
All
okay.
Is good. So anyway, back to cross stitch.
We're going to get to some cross stitching. And Kathy, I don't have a whole lot today.
Honestly, I finally got my concentration back where I felt brave enough to get back onto the Wishing Thorns Ada Davies sampler. And I really kind of been cruising on it. I reached out to Brigitte yesterday about a spot on the graph and colors, and I think it's more primitive than what I thought it would be. It's not released yet.
I've seen it.
But I think that's going to be a more primitive looking sampler when it's all said and done. I'm getting down to the meat of it, where it's the house and the flowers, and so that will definitely tell a little bit different story and bring in some of the colors because for now it's been pretty low key on the colors. Although I got a little pink in there, so.
She says that it's not. It's beautiful.
It's
the colors are
pretty.
stunning.
It's very
They're not
pretty.
low key. I hate to.
Yeah, they're pretty tame. And I'm hoping that once I mean, when you look at, you know, some
Can
of
I
the.
hold it up while you're talking?
Yes.
She's talking about it like it's in another room or something.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, is that clear or what? Now I can't see
I
y'all.
got a good chunk of the
I'm gonna have to
verse.
do the old over the shoulder
Yep.
thing. Isn't that beautiful?
And
so
the
tell us
verse-
now, what is this, Kathy?
This is Ada Davis, 1852. She was married to Maurice. They had 6 girls and 1 boy who died early in life. More of Ada's story will be released when her chart is published. So Brigitte has not finished this yet, but I did get, and here's the pink. Here's the little pink basket I was telling you about on there. Yeah. So we got a little color going on. And then these are the colors that I'll be adding as we move into, I can't wait to get that apricot in there. I think that's going to be really pretty. So
Kathy I think it's beautiful.
yeah,
The colors
I think
are just stunning.
I think it'll be fun. But this is the sampler.
Oh, guys, that picture looks so much better on my phone. I hope it's going to come across that way.
Ada Davies. Now, are we? They're seeing it right?
I think so. I've
Okay.
tested it.
Okay.
You should have heard me cussing in a video. I'm surprised. I did a test, couple of videos,
yeah.
and put them up. And, of course, I've taken them down. They were just private. But if YouTube would have censored me, that would have been why.
We would have been kicked off.
We would have been kicked off YouTube.
So the saying is, "'Tis religion that can give sweetest pleasures while we live. 'Tis religion must supply solid comfort when we die."
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, and I love these kind of sayings. That's in true sampler form, without a doubt. That's what they used to. That's what they used to. I was going to say print. That's what they used to stitch back in the day. That's what it was all about. So,
Yeah,
church,
it's very pretty.
the man
So-
upstairs, and
Okay.
yep.
So that's
So
your
that
whip.
is my whip. And like I said, I've kind of cruised on it because I actually only had that first couple of alphabets and that top border, and so I anticipated getting a little bit even more fun as I moved down into the house and the vine and the trees, and to be fun. So
Okay. I have one, well, actually, I have several whips and containers back there, but I only have one whip I'm going to show you today, and then I'm going to show you a couple of finishes, and then my jewelry box, which I'm so proud of, and a little bitty bit of haul. But anyway, so I'm calling this a whip because I have, I think, 5 stitches left to go in it. It's the little bitty bird's beak. I don't know if you can see that little bitty bird, the little bitty bird's beak and feet. Now, this pattern is from Plum Street Samplers. It's Spring Has Sprung. Several of you had really helped me out with some sweet comments about how to change it because I wasn't liking the word. I love Plum Street Sampler. They're phenomenal. But it had a snowman on it. See in the middle? And then it says Spring Has Sprung. We don't get a lot of snow in El Paso. We get about 7, 10 flakes a year.
yeah,
And
not much.
not much. But spring has sprung and snow my brain wasn't getting that. So I changed it. Now, I mean, no disrespect. I asked Kathy, I said, is that disrespectful? I'm going to feel bad.
Most of the designers are pretty open to that.
And at this point, I bought it, and it's my thread and fabric, so I decided to do what I want to do. So what I did, you see that, how soft it is, the colors and all? I took that little quilt pattern that's down at the bottom. This piece of fabric feels like it's 7 yards. Anyway, and I carried across the quilting, the little Quaker quilting looking thing.
I really like it.
Changed the Spring Has Sprung to the rosewood brown or whatever it's called. I love it now. I love it. Now to me, spring has sprung. Yeah, so I just sprinkled in across a few little things and did these little crosses that you see here were in white, and they had snowflakes in white. But anyway, I changed it. So I'm loving it now. I like it. I hope the lighting is good. I hope, but anyway, I'm so scared of washing us out. Okay, anyway, so this is Spring Has Sprung with a lot of modifications, you know.
Modifications.
Yeah, some changes and all. So I have, it's still a WIP because I have like 5 stitches left.
Did you finish the bird? The little bird?
She wasn't even listening. I just said.
Oh, did you say the bird?
The only thing I have left are the feet and the beak on the bird.
Okay. Okay. My bad.
And she picked at me for not listening to one.
My bad. Because there's a whole book.
We could be, we're trying to be calm because we were so delirious earlier. We were having to calm down. Okay, so do you have any finishes you want to share?
No, just my little bag that I made, but no.
I'm going to put this under WIP too. Hold on, I'm going to back up just a little bit. Okay. This is the Mommy Stitches. What's the name of her?
Temperature chart?
The Quaker temperature chart.
Oh, this is you got your patterns.
It's by Sarah Hughes of Stitchin' Mommy. So it's the temperature Quaker. Now that is, here, let me get closer. Oh, that looks clear. I'm hoping this is working. Fingers crossed. And then this is as far as I've gotten, which is through yesterday. I mean, I didn't do yesterday and today, so I have the last week in May to do. But what you will see is all these are in the 80s. And see that color right there? That's in the 90s. You know, so I've got a couple of colors in the 90s right here. Yeah, so it's going to start rosing up and...
We've had 90s.
Yeah, pinking and rosing and up and all. So, I love it so far. I just love that. So that was my only other WIP. Now I'm going to scoot on to finishes, and then Kathy's going to get to some of her treasures and things. A lot of y'all saw this on Instagram. I keep looking at Kathy, and I just love it. And it's from Screen Door Designs.
It's really cute.
And it's the state of Texas. Yay! With blue bonnets. It's blue bonnets. I don't care what she says. It's blue bonnets. And it does, the chart actually has God bless across the state of Texas. You know, God bless Texas. But I want God to bless Texas. But I didn't want it on this chart because it was the gold and yellow. And I just wanted the blue bonnet to really stand out. So I've got that finished.
That's really sweet. Do you know how you're going to do that?
I think I'm going to do a little pillow. I don't know. Okay. I'm not a big pillow fan. Or a little pillow fan. But anyway, but I don't know what I'm going to do, Kathy, but it's going to be something.
Okay.
And then this was the little Luminous Fiber Arts Gathering Stitches.
Did you antique that some more?
No, that is the fabric that I dyed. Isn't that pretty?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that is my...
I like that.
That's not all I've been stitching on, but it's all I wanted to share today. It's all we're going to share today. Okay, so do you have... What do you want to go to?
Should we do haul? I only have 2. I picked up Margaret Beatty, 1866, mostly because I love the bunny, and I was still putting away bunnies, my stitching bunnies that I need to.
Isn't that a sweet little girl? Kathy doesn't take her stuff out of plastic.
Nope, nobody put them away. I ain't putting them away. And then Isabella Johnstone. I have always liked this. This is by Needlework Press. This is the cowl. A lot of people have stitched that. I'm trying to get it words.
Where's the name?
There on the bottom there.
Well, that's by who it's by.
Yeah.
And here's the name.
Yeah.
Here's the
and
name.
It's really sweet done small. A friend of mine, Pam, stitched her small. It's hanging in her kitchen. Love it.
Is this the original, you think?
Probably, huh?
Because it looks pretty...
Yeah. Probably. But I just love it.
It's beautiful. It just looks like it's the original.
And coming from the dairy state, I don't know, is that a milking cow?
I know you milk every joke you got. Milk some to death.
Somebody will tell us what kind of a cow that is. And maybe she even has it on the back there, but there's a lot of cows up there in the pastures.
She's utterly udderless.
She's utterly udderless.
Okay.
So those are my 2. And then I did pick up, I have to show this. I made these sweet little scissor holders. I like to use my machine embroidery unit, if you will. And we're going to be traveling out to the attic because you know you have to go in style. So I'll have to bring next time we tape what I travel with. But I picked up this adorable polka dot needle holder. Isn't that the cutest? And then she had the matching polka dot scissor protector.
Is it vinyl or fabric?
It's vinyl.
It looked vinyl.
Yeah. So I think I love that though. A little card to put your needles in. Speaking of needles. So I did that, and then I showed you this, my take on my rip apart a jewelry box, put it back together. So I did, as you know, I had taken this all apart and put it back together, but I got the strawberry, or excuse me, the tomato. Is that not the cutest? Because we have the tomato theme going on here with the tomato pins and the tomato on top, and I love this.
Thank you so much.
We had a friend make that for us, but so yes, all my little treasures are in here and it really, this is, for me, this is enough for me to travel with. In the car, when I go up to Wisconsin for a few weeks, this is plenty. Not to mention I have my sewing machine and another embroidery machine up there too, but this is perfect. But I wanted to show you my tomato, which is made by Schmaltzy Crafts. And if you go to her Etsy site, which is Jen Segrest, schmaltzycraftsy.com, her pin cushions are absolutely beautiful.
And the name Schmaltzy Crafts, I love that.
I know. So that's that. And then I did on my pink one, which I did find, look at that. Isn't that sweet?
That's cute.
My little lock. I need a key. I gotta buy a gold key. But this is the one I finished the other day. I don't think I showed this. Did I show this on?
And that, well, if you did or not, they couldn't see it.
Yeah, well, that's true. So
that was from Target?
This one was a Target one, yeah.
Your fabric matches it perfectly.
Yeah,
just perfectly.
And my notebook, my little needle book, my square, my Kohana clipper, my little, from Teresa Janjanin, my beautiful waxer. So this is more of a more pretty one. And my other one's more fun.
Kathy, that's just really pretty. And then this right here, I had asked Kathy about, because I think a sweet friend of ours, Michelle, from here in El Paso, had bought some little egg cups. Little glass egg cups.
So cute.
And put a yarn ball, wool ball in it. But look at this cute little thing. So, Kathy, did you buy this?
I bought that.
Okay.
I bought that.
Isn't that darling?
Yeah.
It's
it
just
matches
a little
really
wood
well.
cup
And
with a wool ball in it. That is a great idea.
And actually, this needle book that matches so well, this is made by, and I can give you that. That's an Etsy as well. Little Corner Box. And just to show it again, she will send you kind of like a prototype picture of the colors, but she has a multitude of colors to pick from. And this just happened to match the box really, really well. I'm really happy about that.
That's
so happy that
darling.
I ordered a navy and red one to go with.
Oh,
that
did
one.
you?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. So that's that. I better tuck this in here so I don't forget. Other than that, as far as what I got, otherwise, we are going to be talking needles.
Oh, yeah.
I got all my needles.
Okay.
I even got what needle to use on what.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah,
okay.
Anyway.
So,
go ahead, show your haul.
Okay. So
and your box.
And my box. So I have a little bit of a haul because I don't know, I was cleaning out and kitting up a bunch of kits. And that's what I'm hoping that in the next video, I want to do a kit parade, and of course we're doing patriotic.
Yep.
So this video was, of course, to test out the camera and see what we're doing and to kind of catch up. But in the meantime, I did a little bit of a haul. So in the patriotic theme, I did get this one, God Bless America, from Erica Michaels. Erica Michaels, excuse me, I couldn't see it. But isn't that cute? It's, the entire God Bless America land that I love, the song. And I think it's darling. So I'm anxious to get that done. Yeah. Really. So that was the patriotic thing.
Somebody has this on Instagram. It's just about done already.
Yeah, I saw it. And just so you know, in the back, she's got just a little version of it. Isn't that sweet? Just sweet as it could be. Well, I've heard the old expression about you can't order, no chart can travel alone kind of thing. So I had to buy another chart or two. You got to pay for shipping. Might as well get some covered. So I was happy to have seen on someone's Flosstube
save on that postage.
Whatever. That Blackbird Design was allowing reprints of several of their charts through their distributor. And, oh, I got to go look and see what Blackbird Designs are out that, you know, I need. Got to have. I don't know if these are reprints or if they have been available or what, but they're all new to me. So, God, you know, God bless us. This is Sing a Song of Seasons, and it's from the Loose Feather series for the birds, number 5. And anybody here see why I like it? It's my colors. I love that vase. I love those roses, those white roses sticking out over the vase. It feels like it's going to be small. And anyway, so that was a Blackbird design that I had to have. And then 2 other Blackbird designs I picked up, which are fall, which we, on the comments when I asked everybody, would y'all like to see, you know, a new Christmas in July thing or a fall into, you know, fall forward kind of thing. And by a landslide fall. Yeah. You know, fall. And I think a lot of people will be doing Christmas and all, so you'll get a good variety of things to see.
People are onto it already. I think fall is...
I didn't get enough fall stitch last year. So this is Pumpkin Form from Blackbird Designs. It's Anniversaries of the Heart, pattern 10. Isn't that pretty?
I like that one. I like the white pumpkin. Are you going to stitch the white pumpkin?
I love the white pumpkin.
I like white pumpkin.
I think that's what did it for me, was the white pumpkin and just the color of those threads and all that stuff. And these charts came this morning. I did just place a pretty good size order for threads from 123 Stitch. And I would have ordered more thread if I'd had these in my hand. So,
oh, sure.
You know, I could have. Of course. So the good news is an excuse for another order. Yeah. Okay. And then another Blackbird. Oh, my God. Was Feast of Friendship. Blackbird Designs.
Very popular. Yep. Very cool.
Okay, so it's Feast of Friendship, Blackbird Designs. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh.
Molly, there might even be a stitch along for that one.
Do you think?
There might be.
Is this new or older?
No, it's old. It's older. I don't know when the original went out, but...
Well, I can tell you 2012. And the reason I say that is it copyrighted in 2012. Yeah. So it's almost, that's 11 years. Was a. Okay, the... Oh, this other one is 2010. I'm so glad they brought them back.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
You get a chance to buy all the Blackbirds.
Oh my gosh. And anyway, and then last but certainly not least. Now, no complaining here. I'm complaining. But I'm not going to act like I'm complaining. They reprinted these. Nice, heavy paper, beautiful color. Oh, okay. Man. The Prairie Schooler has some charts, and some of them are reprints.
I know, it's real flimsy. It's not the cardstock.
I'm going to say I understand why, but, you know, you could spend $1 more or half a dollar more.
I would actually spend myself to buy a cardstock paper.
Anyway, so I've whined. What does this say? Recording will be stopped and saved. Okay, hold on.
Oh, you have an incoming call.
Okay, I got to stop the recording. Hold on. Okay, it was a phone call coming through. I was worried it was my phone giving up on us. Okay, so anyway... I'm sorry about the whining. God stopped me in the middle of the whining just to say, quit whining. But anyway, this Prairie Schooler, which while I was in the mood for patriotic and falls, you know, right around the corner, this was just sweet.
Yeah, I like that.
Do you have this already?
I do, and I want to say, is there 2 of these? Is this Prairie Schooler 1 or 2? A Prairie Year. I don't know for sure.
Hold on just one second while she decides. I want to see something. This was actually from 1986.
Well, it is the whole year, though, in there. So
the whole year
might be good as far as what the designs
They're 45 by 45, so T90.
Yeah, cute.
Anyway, but I just thought that was sweet, sweet.
You can't go wrong with Prairie Schooler either. They're classic.
What I'm thinking.
No matter what.
So that was my little haul.
Yeah.
Okay, now...
Do you need a dry
I need something.
Because it's really pretty. It's really pretty.
Well, I don't know about that, but I like
really
it.
Pretty.
Now, everybody's doing these jewelry boxes, and they're gorgeous. And they're all, what I love the most about them is you can see the individual in their jewelry box.
Oh, yeah.
You can see Kathy and hers. You can see Jessica and hers. You can see JBW Designs, Judy. Was talking about the Scarlet House, I think.
Yeah, Tanya
from the Scarlet House on Instagram did one. Oh my God, they were so pretty. She's done a bunch of them. They were so pretty and all. So love them all, love them. However, you know, I had to wait and I'm got to get my toes wet. And all that. Well, one of the things that pushed me over the edge is one of the people, Jessica's friends on Facebook, posted that Target was having a sale on their jewelry boxes. Well, you know, God sent me a sign. I got to get a jewelry box. They're on sale. So anyway, I got the gray one. They had a pink velvet, I think, and one other color or something. Of course, they had the burgundy and maroon, the burgundy and pink and all. But gray, because it's closer to my aesthetic, you know. But anyway, when I did it in my shades of blues and greens. Now, this doesn't, I don't know if that's showing good. But what I want to show y'all, let me see if I can hide all this stuff, is this fabric on the back. I had bought a book from Martha's in Ruidoso. And you know how you can get, like, at some fabric stores, you can buy old upholstery books or drapery books or something. So you have just little pieces of fabric to work with. Right. But they're all coordinated. Yeah. You know, they're from a story or something. So I bought this book of upholstery fabrics. Didn't know what I would do. But they were only
I remember
this
when
big.
You bought that.
Yeah, it was, you know, each piece was only that big.
Yeah.
So what am I going to do with it? Well, about a month ago or something, I told Kathy, I don't know what hit me, but I sat down and I just started using some of the fancy stitches on my sewing machine and stitching some together. See how I piece two together and put a fancy stitch. This is 3 or 4 pieced together with fancy stitches, you know. So that piece of material is just sitting there. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I could cover a book with it or something. I don't know. But I got this gray box, and I love how it came out. And it's, I've seen where some people put stuff over this thing. I just put my lace back there so I don't have to worry about it, you know, being in the way of the elastic. And then I used some resin and covered a little picture of artwork of a bird on a piece of metal that I have. And so that's, it's magnet, so it's a needle holder. And then the other thing is I had made, like I got to tell you everything about it, but these little floss drops I had made a while back. I don't know if you can see. Let me stop her from spinning. It's the sweetest little artwork of a little girl, you know, doing some needlework, and it was in the same color, so I had that in the room.
Oh, there was a needle.
Oh yeah, because that's the one. And just to show you, like, see this piece of upholstery fabric, the way it was cut, I wanted to capture that little bit of embroidery that was on the edge. So it just fit in there where you could see the beautiful machine embroidery of that flower and all. Really so nice. I like the colors and all. So then, well, I had to have a tomato. You know, I've got to have a tomato. Can't have an orange tomato in there. So I made myself a tomato. Let me take this. Yeah. And I just used one of the pieces of drapery or upholstery fabric. Cut myself some leaves, put a piece of metal on the top, and a pretty little piece of, you know, iridescent ribbon on that. Now this was going to be just a practice run to see if I, you know, how do you make a tomato. But I liked it so much.
It really turned out cute. Yeah.
So then I was doing a practice run on a strawberry. And I loved how it came out. Now, I've had these old charms forever. I got D's and M's. Anybody a D and an M out there? Anyway, so I've got, so I put a little initial thing on there. And then to cover up, I had put the metal, I cut it and bent it around the strawberry. And to cover the, you know, kind of hole-ish looking thing in the middle, I just took some ribbon and, you know,
tucked it in.
I took a needle and put the ribbon on the needle, you know, like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Kind of twisted it, poked it in there, glued it, and so I made a pretty little ribbon leaf-looking thing at the top. And so I love my little strawberry. They are filled with walnut shells, so they are official, official things, you know. And then this was another floss drop I had made a while back, which I had loved, and you can see it's got the M on it. And then creativity takes courage, which I think, you know, I'd done that digitally on the computer with some artwork.
I think the hardest part of these jewelry boxes is the courage to rip them apart.
Maybe so.
I think so.
Okay, and then beads on the bottom of my scissors. So I had that. I had to put it on there. And then last but certainly not least, paper. I loved seeing that Tanya and some of the others used a lot of paper ephemera and stuff. So I took some old scrapbooking paper I had from Basic Gray and just made a little bitty needlebook. Isn't that paper pretty? And so that's what I've got in there so far. Now I need a needle threader and I need a couple more things in there. But I love my little jewelry box. Thank you so much, Jessica Provost from Sweetwater Stitchers for giving me the encouragement and all to just do it.
I think the hardest part though is ripping them apart.
That's what I hear.
You know, so they look pretty decent when they come to you, and here you are.
And for me, it was just digging. I had the most fun digging around this room.
Finding treasures.
I had that. Wait, I have something that color. Oh, I have something. And just putting together treasures, just like Kathy did in hers, just like all the rest of y'all are doing in yours and all.
I did some sewing too.
Okay.
Isn't that the cutest? Because it matches my plaid bag. It will match my case. And then I just happen to have, I took the top off of that too and put in a magnet.
Isn't that funny?
The old Scotch.
Uh-huh.
Yep. But inside are the needles. So
Yay.
I did order a bunch of needles. And once you know, now everybody's talking about needles, Molly. How about that?
I'm telling you. What do you see the needles in this thing? So this was a Scotch tape old container. How perfect is that? Oh my
Actually,
God.
I think it was in my father-in-law's box. So I did order tulip needles. I ordered these in 22, 23, 24, and 25. It's like, how do you compare these? And we are going to try to show these because I think it's fun to be able to see what it is that, you know, some people really, really like. Oh yeah, that tucked in there. So this is a tulip needle. No, can you hold? Oh yeah.
I don't know if that's going to work, Kathy. We're going to have to take pictures.
We'll take a picture of it.
But
I did order tulip needles.
The packaging on them is just beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, just well done.
Tapestry cross-stitched. So there's different sizes in here. So you're going to get a shorter needle. Yeah, so you get quite a few of them.
They look thick.
Yeah, this one looks pretty thick. I would venture to say maybe 14 count, 28 count, but this one looks decent. So yeah, I ordered a variety.
And the eyes are gold.
Yeah,
and
eyes
they
are
look
gold.
big.
It's hard to talk needles because I think you have to have like the perfect setup to really show them. Of course, then Peacemaker.
Which, when we asked everybody what their favorite needle was, I think Peacemaker came in second or third after Bowen.
And then Bowen.
I like Peacemaker a lot.
Needles.
And I've been stitching for so long.
Okay. And then the pony needles, which I have found I like the pony needles. And I want to thank my friend out in Sun City there, Cindy, sent me these when I told her I was looking to get these pony needles. And then the John James.
Now, are these not, oh, they're okay.
They're in there. They're probably, they're white.
Yeah.
The John James needles.
They're white.
Well, they're white on top.
They certainly are.
Yeah.
Where's the glasses?
John James needles, which are very popular amongst others. I did order Edmar needles. And we just got the darn lid to these things open before I couldn't get them open. This needle looks like the eye I'm looking for, more of an almond shape. But they're very thin. And if it bends, I don't want them. So, and then I did order the Lori Holt variety from Fat Quarter Shop.
Now that looks like a substantial needle.
Yeah, there's a couple. It's a multi-pack. And then I did order, and they're called Nifty Needles, 20 count of needles. Tapestry
Those
needles.
are the Lori Holt ones.
Lori Holt.
That looks like her stuff.
And then I did order from Nicola Mascow. Now I did give Molly a few of these. These are tiny petite needles, and I have them here. You're not going to be able to see them. We'll take a picture.
They are tiny petite.
They're tiny petites. And I did order Herman needles, which I don't know when exactly they're going to come because I looking and doing a little bit of research on the Herman needles, those might be the ones that I'm actually after all of this time of searching for my needle. Yeah, the needles are going to be tough.
Can you see how little that needle is? I love it. I have big fingers that can hardly feel, but this petite needle is.
And that's Nicola Mascow, and she says it's a tapestry needle. She does a lot of miniatures and gauze. So that's her, and this was on her envelope.
Were those the ones from England? I think?
Yes. Yeah. And I'm gonna try them. I'm gonna just see what they're like, and I'll kind of give you guys some feedback. In the meantime, I don't know if we'll get at it today, but we'll take some pictures and
try to get them
on my Instagram.
Uh-huh.
So I did get this wonderful card that I think is interesting. Tapestry needles, large oval eye, round tip to slip through the holes in Aida linen and canvas, range in size from 13, which is the largest, to 28, which is the smallest then. So 22 count fabric then, needle size number 22 would be 10 count Aida, 20 count linen. Thread use would be 3 to 4 strands. 24 size needle, 14 count Aida, 28 count linen, 2 strands of floss. 26 count needle, 16 count Aida, 32 count linen, 1 or 2 strands of floss. And then the needle size 28, 18 count Aida, 36 count linen, 1 strand of floss. And then of course anything beyond that would be a smaller needle, definitely 28. When you get into the other 52, 56 counts, people are using beading needles. I've never had trouble using my regular smallest needle.
Now it said, if I'm remembering right, I believe there's not a test, that I was supposed to be using a 24 needle on 14 count. I use a 26 or 28.
And this is just a suggestion, so it's kind of like what you like.
Because 14 count, what I found, Aida already has holes. I mean, depending on, if it's Witchell hanger, Aida or whatever you call it, with those holes you could drive a little truck through or something.
Right. And some linen
might take a 24,
or
but the
Aida
rest
is
don't need
so
a 24.
tight that I don't mind a bigger needle to kind of drill a hole so that you're not shredding your silk or your threads. So I think it kind of comes down to a test drive in it. This is just a suggestion, but I did order, like I said, I ordered Edmar and a 26 count needle, and then the Perman needles, and I'm anxious to get the Perman needles. I think that might be the one I'm really, really looking for.
And I'm anxious to hear what your decision is.
But I'm going to try them all. I'm going to give them all a whirl and
give us a review. And today, ma'am, how do you like those?
So it's interesting if any of you have used any. I know some of you have used the pony needles. I know some of you have used the tulip needles. The tulips are made in Hiroshima. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And then England, known for their tapestries from day one, have to be good with.
As is Japan. Japan and the silk tapestries.
Silks, especially silk. So it'd be kind of fun to try them all. I did have pretty good luck just kind of Googling the needle names and then just kind of looking for where, your best bargain would be to order a couple packs at a time. But
the needle that Kathy was generous enough to share with me, from
Mescal,
they are short. And what I found, I'm stitching right now on a piece of, it's probably 16 count now. It started out as 14. I dyed it, washed it, and it's down to about a 16 count, shrunk. But, and I thought, that needle's going to be way too little for it. And my fingers, I was worried that, because it's short. It's hold on just one second, I'm going to tell you.
Hold, please.
If it's an inch and a 16th, not even an eighth. So that's a little needle from these big old fingers to hold on. But the little bit of stitching that I've done with it so far this morning.
You've been pretty happy?
Butter. It's the old butter. And I think I stitch in hand. So I don't know how somebody who's stitching in a hoop would like it.
There you go. That's true too.
But stitching in hand, I think it's going to cut my stitching time by a third. I'm not kidding. It was that, whoa. I felt like I was the foot on the gas.
I will have to say,
it was great.
I've always liked peacemakers.
I love peacemakers. I like peacemakers.
Those might be my next. And who knows what some of these needle makers have gone through too, as far as changes in design. I just hate it when the eye is so thin that breaks when you're trying to either put your needle under some threads in the back to anchor. That drives me nuts, and I've broken more needles that way.
I'm not trying to sell you those little needles that Kathy gave me this morning, but on another thought, I was using sulky thread, which one strand of sulky is equal to 2 strands of DMC in theory. Right. It went through the eye
I will say
I won't tell you I didn't a little bit, but it was like, are you kidding me?
The eye is decent enough, but it doesn't look that big.
But I had a needle I was trying to use a couple of days ago, and I thought, I took it and I literally got it up off my stitching thing and brought it into the kitchen and put it in. I have a drawer in the kitchen with sewing supplies in there, and I put it in there because I do not want to use it again for cross stitching. The needle was this, I swear it was this long and into round, and the hole was so little.
But you couldn't get 2 threads through.
And if you put a needle threader through it, no. no. Whoever designed that needle, no. Go do something
and there
else.
are needles, and I don't know which ones they are, but where they do have the right and the wrong side of which way to thread the eye.
Mm-hmm.
You can see by the concaveness of how it goes, where you can tell it's backwards. You have to flip the needle around. The other thing.
Now wait, start that over.
So there are needles that there's a right and a wrong side of which way to thread your thread.
Oh, it's almost like a little valley your thread goes into. Yes, okay.
And then there are the Sullivan needles, which are, some of them are the ballpoint needles. Don't like them at all. Some of them love them. I don't like them at all. I need to be able to weave my stuff in the back.
Well, that's what this needle that I was trying to use the other day. I think it was yesterday actually. I could not weave through the back. It took me too long to thread the thing. It felt good in my hand, like I'm not going to bend it or anything. But I've never been a needle, and I'm a big girl. Yeah. You know, but I'm never been a needle. But I'm a gentle sewer. You know, I mean. Kind of
now the Nicola Mescal needles, those weave through the back like easy peasy.
This is what I'm thinking to myself.
Easy.
And the other thing, I know y'all have heard me tease before if you watch. I sew to the last bit of thread, and I don't, you know, God has worked so many miracles on this earth, and those of you who don't believe, well, just let me believe. But anyway, so many miracles, but one of his miracles is I don't care how long I cut my thread, it lasts right until the last stitch I need to finish that color. It's like, thank you. You know, life's simple pleasure. But I think this little petite needle is going to be even push that to the limit.
I hate throwing away thread.
Well, that's
especially fancy floss. It's just it goes against my grain. It was waste not, want not, all my life.
Okay, now I'm going to delve into another subject. Two things. One, the back of cross stitching. I have had some women. I have seen some women on Flosstubes that hold up the back of their stitching. You cannot tell it from the front.
Oh, I know.
It's so pretty.
There's somebody on Instagram that will, I think they do classes in it.
So how do they not carry threads? Do they tuck it under and you just don't see it and go?
I think a lot of it's the pin stitch.
Michelle taught me how to pin stitch and I love it. You don't like it, but I love doing little pin stitches.
I don't want to work that hard at it.
It does. It's not, well, anyway, to me it's not hard.
To me it's work. It's like,
So how do you start in the middle of nowhere?
What do you mean? You just anchor it.
How?
You have a little 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch in the back, and you, as you stitch over it in the back,
you just grab it.
That's
more work for me. But anyway, those little pin stitches seem to work for me. But one thing I did do on one, because I was scared, mine have not ever come apart yet, but now I've not put them to the test. But I read where somebody was saying they didn't like pin stitches because they came undone on them. I haven't had a pin stitch even think about coming undone. But I did on one. I left a thread long enough to where I grabbed it with my, you know, after I'd stitched a while.
Right.
I grabbed it with my little puller througher thing.
Oh.
And brought that thread through, you know.
Through the front.
After I saw that video. But I quit doing that after I realized my pin stitches aren't coming apart.
I just don't.
But anyway, the moral to the story is my backs don't look that pretty. They're not disgusting.
Right.
You know, but they're.
If you guys want to look at some, there's always conversation on full coverage pieces.
My back. Well, and if I trim threads, they'd look better. Hold on. Hold that thought.
On full coverage pieces, how people carry their thread or not carry their thread. And there's techniques on how to do a full coverage piece. There's one gal that, and I felt it to be very relevant, was to stitch that full coverage piece on a diagonal. So that you don't have that.
Okay, there's my back of my little piece. So it's not disgusting, but it's not.
It looks good.
I carried it.
That noticeable piece. And that's the other thing too. If it's more than 3 or 4 stitches, then
this back stitching is what you're seeing right there. You know, that's the back of my back stitching. Well, how else are you going to do that? I don't know.
But and that rabbit one that I just did, the Brenda Gervais rabbit and roses and rabbit, or I can't recall the name. I don't have it in front of me, but it had like 1 stitch here. 1 stitch here, 1 stitch here in the background, and you're like, I ain't anchoring all that.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Carrie!
You know, that's what I'm saying. Or decide against, you know, do something a little more. But anyway, okay, so the second question I had, if any of y'all could help with this, anyway, the moral to the story is carry, don't carry. Carry, don't carry. But I guess I'm not really concerned about my backs because, first off, these are not heirloom pieces. My son couldn't care less. My daughter-in-law couldn't care less. They're not going to go, you know, if Goodwill gets them, I'll be lucky. But they're not going to anybody's home. This was the back of Texas. That's not terrible, huh?
Oh. I have to show you how cute
Okay,
my bag
but anyway,
looks
so my
now.
next question was, I saw someone printing on Ada with their inkjet printer.
Oh, I've done that. I have done that. I did that on my husband's computer. I think
On Ada?
Thought he was going to unlinen.
Okay, then it's not the same what we're
Thought he
talking
was
about.
going to kill me. He's like, what do you mean you
Okay.
print this picture on? Next time I'll show what I printed. The Coming to America. I did my own bag. See how cute it looks full?
I'll finish in a minute.
See how cute? Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, I'm printing on Ada, so I can do this. So I got the stuff, ironed it, you know, it tells you to get freezer paper, which in the old days had a wax coating.
Yep.
These days freezer
freezer
paper have a plastic, and it didn't melt on there. So anyway, I had some fabric stabilizer stuff, so I just put on there. And I actually used basting spray, I think. Anyway, ran it through my printer. It came out stunning. The print on it was fabulous. And I ironed it with my easy, you know, my Cricut Easy Press. So we're talking about high temp, long pressure, heavy weight and all. I was so happy with it. I sprinkled water on it and the ink just went away. So what do I need to do? I have a Canon Pixma, because it's a 12, you know, I can print 14 by 17s, you know, big things. So what do I need to do if I wanted to print on Ada? What do I need to do different? Because I don't think if I took it to most printers use laser.
Print on
you know, they use laser.
fabric
If they use ink, they're not going to want to stick your fabric, no matter how much they love you. So is there a way to make it
permanent?
Permanent. Because I could have, like, if I hadn't wet it, I wouldn't have known that it went away. But I'm talking about the ink went away. There was no hint of it staying. So,
I don't know.
Is there a way to make
I did not wet my fabric after. I actually did mine on muslin, and I had, I did an iron-on piece of fabric to stabilize it, but I did use the wax paper to feed it through. But I did not try to wet it. I ironed it, and it was fine.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When it first came out, and after I ironed it, I thought, oh my God, I have discovered, you know, the promised land of Ada or something. Oh my God. I was so excited because I have a ton of digital backgrounds and things on my computer that are commercially, you know, free to use or whatever. And I was just thinking, oh my God, I could do a little shamrock border on it. I'm going to go to town with this. Well, not if you can't even wet them. Well, now let me ask you this: if it's water, because a lot of y'all will talk about you wash your things and the ink runs off the floss.
Well, the dye's not set in the floss. Now, I did hear...
And people do that. I mean, y'all stick with that. I did hear
some of the WIPS colors now are color fast. So they have to make it color fast is what they do for the floss. Like DMC is color fast. But classic color
What do you mean they have to? Like there's a law in the cross-stitch world? That...
Well, DMC is always...
Well, I know DMC, but I'm saying what I'm talking about is somebody stitched something... I'm going to say with a red thread and other colors. And then they got a spot on it somewhere, and then they tried to wash it, and then their threads ran.
Right.
So not everything is color fast.
Correct.
But that's, anyway, so the moral to the story is if you know how to, is there a spray I could buy or
I don't know what you use to set that.
Something, you know, that I could use to set the color after I use my ink. Well, yes, I did, of course. And it told me the name of a commercially available setting spray, and if I had a 50-gallon cylinder system that it did, then I could buy that. But so anyway, so the moral to the story is if y'all could help me at all, I'd appreciate it.
That'd be good
if you
know.
Help me and give me the right thing, I'll send you a piece of Ada once I print it.
Print
but
Ada.
Now my only other thought was I could do some things. I wouldn't want to make pillows out of them, but if I was going to do something, if I wanted to do something under glass, a little framed piece of.
And if you knew you weren't going to wash it, you'd be fine. But then, too, you don't know what's going to fade it. Sun might fade it, and who knows?
I wouldn't worry as much about sun fading as I would water. Not here in El Paso, you don't have to worry about water a lot. But, Anyway, so if you know how to do that, I would appreciate any help. Lead me to some YouTubes. Tell me how to do whatever. I'd appreciate it more than you could know. Yeah. Okay, Kathy, do you have anything else?
No, I showed and shared everything that I got.
So what have you been doing the last couple of days? Have you been stitching on your Ada Davies?
I have. Ada Davies. I've been...
Did we decide if it was Davies or Davis?
I believe you're right. I looked at it's Davies. I think, but I heard her say Davis. So
and it's
I don't
printed
know.
Davis on her Flosstube.
So I don't know how she. I'll have to ask her. But
anyway,
that'll come when she gets ready to
It's
release
a beautiful
it.
chart. Okay,
Yeah.
so
but no, I'm going to stay on that. Get ready to
you
head out to the attic for the Bristol weekend.
Jealous. Now, and then Kathy, you talked about patriotic. What was your thoughts on us doing patriotic?
I'm gonna bring my binder.
When is that?
Well, the next time we tape.
Well, which I hope is in 3 or 4 days, because this one.
So
we don't want to use your time up. Your time is very valuable. But by the same token, we wanted to test drive. Yeah. Is this going to work?
Yeah.
It looks.
No, I'll bring my binder. We'll go through my binder patriotics.
And I won't mention any names, but if you've had the courage to rewatch this video, there was someone who left a comment who I consider to be a good friend. Someone who would say, Molly, your hair is green. You know, why is your hair green?
Do I know her?
I'm not saying. But anyway, but one of the things that she commented was she was concerned that maybe we were using a filter to make our complexions look prettier. And I laughed. I almost spit out my Coke when I read that, because if I knew how to do that, it would be a weight filter, a remove chin filter. It would not be, my complexion is fine, but I would be, I'm not trying to soften up wrinkles, but stay fat, you don't have wrinkles. But it was like, can I get rid of it? Is there a filter for that? I don't know how to use the dang webcam. I don't know how to use filters, but I laughed. But thank you so much for that comment. I loved it. I loved.
Well, we had the nurse tell us.
Oh yeah, there was one of you who is a nurse, and this is what I'm saying. Y'all, you know, we'll have to say people they wish they lived next door and they were friends. As far as I'm concerned, y'all are right here with us, and you are my friend, and it's all this kind of stuff. But someone who was a nurse was actually concerned that our coloring was off, you know, particularly Kathy. I said, I was concerned about Kathy's coloring too the first time after surgery. She looked a little peaked.
I was concerned about everything that one.
But no, it was pure and simple.
Yeah.
The webcam is probably a little too old for whatever. I don't know. Not to mention, probably should have cleaned my screen. But even that being said, I tried to use it again this morning, and it's blue. For some reason, I've got to figure out why it's got a blue cast. But anyway, so more to the story. I want to show y'all something else I did, just because those of you who have crickets.
Yeah, look what she made me.
I did not make these for her. That woman, God, you have to tie your stuff down if she comes over. Okay, anyway, I have scrapbook paper out the yin-yang. I mean, I have scrapbook paper. One of the sets of scrapbook paper I have is I'm a big Anna Griffin fan, and she makes, to me, the best cardstock. I buy a lot of different cardstock. I used to buy it wholesale and buy every brand there was. But anyway, Anna Griffin's cardstock is good and heavy and all that kind of stuff. So I make my floss drops out of it. So I've got a thing on Cricut where I can get 20 to the 12 by 12 page. And because I'm this way, I'm sorry, all my floss drops are the same size. You know what I mean? So I like that, you know. I don't know.
Uniformity.
Yes. Anyway, so I finally got smart. So I've been cutting myself some floss drops, and it's out of gold foil paper that I had so much of. I said I will never use it. So I just made an assortment of red, white, and blues. Aren't they pretty? So anyway, and the reason I'm saying that is when Kathy says we're going to do patriotic, she's got a binder.
I do.
Of patriotic patterns.
Some really cool ones.
And I thought, well, I don't have a lot of patriotic. I don't have a lot of patriotic.
And I'm hoping, Brigitte, send me the patriotic one. Send me Miss Hughes, because that one is so cool.
It's so pretty.
To show off. I'm anxious to get on that one.
So anyway, when I said I didn't have any patriotic, Kathy comes over the other day. She wanted to just come show me something real quick. My room was covered.
She's plenty of patriotic.
I had plenty of patriotic.
Yeah.
So, but no, I had it all out. Like I had the kits out, my little sheets out, and thread here, fabric there, and all this stuff, because I was kitting up. I got it all kitted.
She's ready
well, the ones I want to do, I don't have them all kitted up, is what's sad. But I have the ones.
You got enough.
Yeah, that will take me definitely through the month of June, 2023, 24, 25. You know, so I have those kitted up and ready.
I'd like to get that sampler out to show you what that is. I'll have to reach out to Brigitte.
Now, I do want to ask this time, that last time you showed a pattern parade, first off, our screen was Abbey Cray, and the coloring was bad, and but second off, slow down.
Oh, yeah, we have to slow down.
Not we, you. Me. You go so fast. I was like, wait, I want to see that. Wait, I want to see it.
Gotta get her done.
Gotta get her done. What, do you got a hot date tonight?
I've
met Ralph. He's just going to go buy supper somewhere. Anyway, so thank y'all so much for watching. Kathy, you got anything else?
Spending some time. No, I'm good. Hopefully
this is better.
gonna go home and stitch. I'm gonna go home and watch this because we're just gonna pop it up, see what it looks like.
Well, I am gonna upload this one with no frou-frou or anything like that, but the next one I want to show some pretty pictures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Again, those of you who have hung with us,
we're so sorry about
first off, you get a badge of courage.
Yeah.
Just thank you so much. And second off, those of you who are new, appreciate so much you watch.
Yeah,
and
don't forget to subscribe.
Subscribe, like,
48 new subscribers.
Watch 6 times, whatever.
Yeah, share.
But this one was short and sweet. The next one is going to be, like I said, I want to do a good little whip parade and all that kind of stuff. So, and I hope everybody's Mania plans are going well. And
I hope everybody has a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. Look at that. I know she
pushed them the wrong way. The wrong way.
Look at that. Did you see my eyes go like...
Okay. I'm going to tell another story about my hair being green. I have tried, this will be the 4th time I have tried to use this mouse, which is for my computer, to turn my phone off. Doesn't work. Adios, everybody.
Bye.